Welcome back, everyone, and we are here to discuss the season review for the Challenge All Stars Rivals. Now, my initial thoughts on the season overall, it's alright, it's fine. I honestly thought it would have turned out worse just when I made my cast assessment and just predicting how the season would go. Like, it went better than I expected. It's not an overall great season, but it's fine. Fine. It's doable. Now, we will be discussing the top dailies and eliminations and the bottom dailies and eliminations, as well as any twists, alliances, events, and we'll be obviously be discussing about the final and lastly the cast. So, with that all said, let's start with the top two daily challenges. The top two daily challenges are Playing Dirty and Blow Your Mind. Playing Dirty was the one where they had to slide off a angled platform and remove mud to reveal symbols and solve the symbols. I really liked that one. It was fun, and Blow Your Mind was even better, where you had to go from opposite ends of a field and memorize clocks to solve a math equation. That was really fun to watch as well, and they both required you to utilize a different strategy, which is probably why we got the winners we got for those dailies. The bottom two are Edge of Glory and Shooting for the Star. Edge of Glory, obviously that's an obvious one. Some teams didn't do the math. They didn't even try to do the math equation, and if they did, majority of the players didn't even try to go out to the edge to try to complete it. They just wouldn't go. It was a bad daily. And Shooting for the Star was so boring. The entire challenge was basically just them driving off a cliff on ATVs. They wasted a whole lot of ATVs on that challenge. It was so boring. I mean, and the puzzle was just god awful. Now, for the eliminations, the top two are Over a Barrel and Pin Pop. I really liked Over a Barrel. It was the elimination that could change the season around for me. With Adam and Steve being Devin and Leroy, it required a real intense level of physicality and being able to solve the puzzle at the end, which was very nice. And Pin Pop, favorite elimination by far of the season. I liked how it involved communication and how it worked with the whole rope and the needle and the balloons. It was very nice. I can easily see myself doing that elimination. Overall, top 10 elimination game. The bottom two are Piloton and Star Bluff. I mean, Piloton, and both of them was very favorable to one team in particular because it required it. I just, it's so frustrating to talk about because they essentially gave an advantage to one team just based on small differences. It was bad. And Starbluff just it was just such a letdown for a final elimination. I couldn't take it. Now let's get my opinions on the whole pairs and the stars twist. I mean, I personally like the stars twist as it forces the players to want to try to win stuff, unlike in other seasons, like they had to win a daily or they had to win an elimination. It forces players to actually want to play the game versus wanting to coast all the way to the end. And as for the pairs, the theme of the season, the rivals, some of them made sense to me, like a Bess and John A or a Nani and Turbo. Like those pairs, I understand. I get. But pairs like Devin and Leroy or Melissa and Nicole, or even say like Anissa and Ashley M, I didn't understand why they were rivals. But I'm sure they were making the best out of the cast they got, and hey, if they weren't rivals before, they are now. So that's fine. They're fine, I guess. Now, some alliances and events that happened, like can we say All Stars rivals brought us a whole lot of fights. Like Kelly and Sylvia is definitely the most iconic from the season. We also got some good one-time fights between like Bess and John A, Anissa and Ashley M, Turbo and Adam, Shane and Frank. Now that's a really good one right there. Definitely future rivalry pairing. I mean, anyway, All Stars rivals definitely brought us more fights, more drama than probably the last 3 seasons of the main series combined easily. And the house dynamics and alliances were pretty interesting. We pretty much had like the remnants of like the Vacation Alliance led by Devin, and then we had the other side, which consisted of a culmination of people that Veronica and Frank were putting together, and it was actually nice to see the underdogs in Frank and Veronica win against the like dominance of the Vacation Alliance. That was so fun to watch. And lastly, we had the final itself. It came down to 4 teams, and we claimed a winner. How do I feel about the final? I mean, it was definitely difficult. Like, I think the final for this season was definitely harder than All Stars 4. There was definitely a bunch more physicality, and you actually had to try to win stuff rather than just barely passing the requirement. I don't know, just some of the checkpoints I really liked, and some I didn't, and I didn't like how they ended it. They ended the final with a measuring scale. He'll It's not my favorite way to end a final. I much prefer like a crossing of the finish line. And I'm not a big fan of the whole you have to have the most points at the end in order to win. Like that has never been appealing to me because you can just do the math in your head real quick and realize, oh, I'm in first place and I can easily win this, or I'm way in the back and there's no way I can win this. So why am I still here? It's just never been my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I think the final this season was interesting. It was fine. It could have been better, but we got what we got, and I'm not complaining. I'm not upset. Let's just try to do better next season, I guess. And lastly, let's talk about the cast. First, we have our early boots in like Best, Johnny, Kelly, and Sylvia, Anissa, and Ashley M. While they didn't last too long, they provided good entertainment and showcased why they were rivals, which probably led to them being eliminated. It, Out of everyone here, I believe they are the most likely to stay rivals. Then we have our turning point in the season once Devin and Leroy were eliminated. The heads of the other side, the Vacation Alliance, and quickly followed by them was Big T and Corey. They didn't provide much actually, but apparently there's some behind the scenes drama with Corey and Shane that we weren't told. Something to think about. Then we had the start of the strong star holding players in the game. In the game, once we got Amber and Fessel eliminated, followed by Ashley K and Dario. I actually liked Amber this season. She actually got a fair shot to play the game. Unfortunately, she didn't get to the final. But hey, Fessel didn't get to the final either. I'm fine with that. And then Ashley K and Dario, they've been portrayed as lesser characters before, but I feel like this season they really got to showcase who they are and to that they can actually compete. Then we got the elimination of Katie and Veronica, who for actually a decent portion of the season were in control of the game and showcased that you don't need big, huge muscles if you have a big brain that can help you out in the game. And then we had our fallen angels in Nani and Turbo. Nani I was glad to see her back after some time. The same was Turbo, I guess. They were a good pair together. They could have won, I guess. I guess if they made it, but they didn't. And I'm cool with seeing them come back again. Then we have our finalists, starting with Melissa Nicole. Flirtatious, definitely. Good players, not exactly. But hey, I guess they were entertaining. Well, I guess Melissa was. Nicole was just being her usual slime ball self. Next, we had Frank and Sam. Frank, the main character, the star, the mastermind, they of the season. Frank needs to find a way to get on more seasons of the challenge. I don't know, if another season can survive without him. I mean, he just exuberates everything that the challenge needs. So let's get him on here. Get him on there with Sam. I want to see how Sam can compete on another season. Then we had Davon and Shane. Davon, she announced that this is her last season, so I don't think we'll see her again. But she was fun on this new season. Davon's a massive fan favorite for a reason, and she showed that. Nearly win the season, the win that she's been trying to get ever since. When was the Big Brother 2017? I think it was 2015, so 10 years ago. Wow. And this is Shane's first final. Shane's been trying to get to a final for 20 years and nearly came close. Shane's a messy, villainous player, but he is a good competitor and he showed that. And then we had our winners in Adam and Steve, breaking records, smashing expectations, proving why they are legends in Road Rules OGs. Steve and Adam won 5 eliminations, got a few daily wins, and won the final. Amazing. And Steve tied for Wes's record for most consecutive elimination wins by a male with 8. Both deserving champions. So great for the prize, great for the win, grateful for the win. And Adam said that he would propose to Avery. He did. She said yes. So congratulations to both of them. They are entertaining, totally deserving of the win. Worked hard for it. Let's go. And that is it. That is the entire season review for the Challenge All Stars Rivals. I'm not hearing of a future of any. There's not going to be another season right after this, thankfully. So we got some time until the next one. But once that comes, I'll be here ready to talk about it. Survivor 48 still going on. That's going to be a while, and there's some more things that are going to happen on the channel. So stay tuned for that. But until next time, I just love making these videos and talking about the challenge and Survivor and all that. So, till next time, Void Tune out.